Hey, it's Todd Alt. This is Jason Bartholomew. It's Risk On. It's the 26th of February, the 19th episode. In 2 days, it'll become a habit.
21, yeah.
21 days, you got a habit of Risk On every day. I'm here every day. You're here every day?
Yeah.
I haven't missed an episode?
It's great.
Okay. We're going to get to the markets. But this show, Risk On, did I say it's the 19th show? I already said that a couple times, right? I got to keep saying it. 19th show. 2 more days to go until I have it.
Yep.
This show, Risk On, is about risk-taking. Jason Bartholomew, my partner in crime here, is a professional poker player. And last night, it was obvious that I did not understand what a complete and out-of-control poker stud you are, dude.
We got it. Yeah.
This was the most, I got to tell you, how long did we actually play for?
I would say about an hour.
It was adrenaline-filled, like literally one of the reasons I wanted to start the show, because I played a little poker back in the Moneymaker days, a little bit after that, Party Poker, Net Teller, kind of when online was kind of cranking in the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
But I did not understand what a professional poker player is until I met you. I cannot wait for Risk On to film you playing poker.
Yeah.
We can talk about poker.
Yeah.
We're going to cover the markets. We're going to get back to poker. But all I can tell you is that when I sat down, the dealer said, so I'm sitting there, Crypto Joe is one seat over. There's a middle seat because, COVID. And so Jason wasn't there yet. We played, I think, a little bit. Then you showed up.
Yeah, well, you guys were doing okay, right?
And she said, oh, this guy's a professional player. And so I'm like, how does she know him? It was evident. And he just puts a stack down, makes different bets than we do because we're playing heads up. And it was Risk On, out of control. Dude, I'm so bummed that we did not record how incredible of a bettor you are, how fast you are with the cards, how you correct the dealers, explain to them what they need to pay out.
Yeah.
It is that I'm telling you, it's rare that I'm fascinated with something like this. It was incredible how amazing Jason was at playing poker.
It was fun because we were playing, all together. We were playing a poker game, not traditional where you sit down at a table against other players. It's a poker variant where we were playing against the house.
Sure.
So the dealer would put out, as a traditional Texas Hold'em flop, turn, river, you would get your 2 hole cards, and you'd have a round of betting pre-flop and then a round of betting on the flop and then a round of betting at the end. So we were making some good plays that ordinarily I don't think you would make.
No way.
Yeah.
No. It was anyone who wants to learn poker, Jason, you're going to teach them. I don't know if you can teach people what you do. He was calling out the dealer. He knew what I don't know. You're like to the dealer, hey, we need a 10-8, and then you told the dealer you're holding pocket at 10-8, right?
Yeah.
Like the dealer's cards that they had face down.
Right.
You were calling them out all the time.
Yeah, well,
it was almost like you were reading the cards.
It was not some Rain Man stuff like that, but it was just a range of hands.
Okay. Well, it was crazy.
Yeah.
It was sometimes it was like it was on the spot. I mean, I could go on about it for all 56 minutes.
We ran a little bit above expectation. For those of you that know that play poker and that play the ultimate game, which is very swingy in the casino, we ran pretty hot, so that actually helped our cause. But we were making solid plays. We were utilizing the Wizard of Odds, basically their strategy. Where
you were calling stuff before you could see. It was crazy.
Yeah, we had fun. We ran real hot. I mean, we need to do this and we need to film this, but we need to get a local casino that'll allow us to do it. I know there's some casinos downtown.
Would you say El Cortez or something?
El Cortez for sure loves the publicity, and so does Plaza. They have shout out to Brian Christopher, BC Slots. He has his own little area down there for slot machines. And I think there's a lady from Canada called Slot Lady. Shout out to her. She does blackjack and the poker game at El Cortez. Maybe we can line something up like that.
It was amazing to watch you as the first face card went down for you. If it was a face card,
if it was an ace, we're ripping it in there.
Yeah, you were ripping already, betting.
Yeah,
how fast you were with the chips.
Yeah.
How amazing you were with knowing what the hand was right away.
Yeah, the dealers were like a little bit like, I don't know.
No, you were way ahead of the dealer.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I've never seen anything. I personally have never seen anything like it. All the poker stuff I watch on TV, I don't see people doing it. I mean, even the commentators, I can't believe it. I mean, literally, I won. I was down to like nothing, $75. You had me rally like I rallied $600, $700, $800 in an hour.
Yeah, we rocked
And
it.
we rocked it. It was incredible.
Yeah, we were able to get your initial investment back and then have a little bit of
Not a little bit, dude. I paid.
Well.
I got my investment back. I put that aside.
Yeah.
I made another 300. Put that aside. It was incredible.
it was a nice little run.
Yeah, it was a huge run.
But you have to take advantage of situations where, if anyone knows what scared money is, it's just you're not aggressive enough. Basically, you're afraid to lose. You got to be fearless. In
what I
poker.
thought was, and I'm sure we'll tip it later, was where you were showing me why we should make those other bets, and I want to save that for later.
Yeah, that's
because we can demonstrate to people how because when you came to the table, Joe and I were betting a different way, and you're like, do not do this, and for the first couple hands, we still did it the old way.
Yeah.
And then very quickly, you're showing me how you're losing $10 a hand.
Yeah.
And as soon as you told me not to do it, wow, did it turn?
Yeah, I mean,
it turned crazy.
You can track those bets. Those are sucker bets. You guys know that those bets are.
You can't tell them because we got to save that for
All
later.
right, we'll talk about it later.
Because that was an edge.
That's a huge edge.
Yeah, it was. It was crazy to watch how much you took their edge away.
They count on. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about the strategy later.
How about the market? I mean, this is a weekly wrap up. Hey, for those of you who are on radio, welcome. It's for you guys. It's Sunday. This is going to play Sunday at 10 a.m.
Yeah,
right?
that's what is that? 11:50 a.m.
11:50 a.m. in Orange County, in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So welcome to our listeners, KEIB.
Yeah, the Kate. Yep.
KEIB, the Patriot Network, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Right. Hey, everyone listening, we're gonna be on the radio. It's exciting. Let's talk about the markets. What the markets do today?
Let's get into the Dow bloodbath again. Dow Jones Industrial Average finished the day 30,926 minus 475. Another tough day. The NASDAQ actually did rally. Tech stocks rallied a little bit, 13,192, good for a 72-point gain. The S&P 500 was 3810 minus 1850. Let's talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin is 46,475. It did rally briefly, but it's been hovering between 45 and 50 now. Let's see what happens over the weekend. Ethereum 1454. And light sweet crude oil, $61.58 a barrel. That's $1. That's actually down $1.95. Gold got massacred, down 46, 17.28. Silver got massacred, down $1.04 an ounce to 26.60, and copper was off 18 cents, $4.09 a pound.
I did a bad job of explaining to everybody on the radio that this is a show about risk on. I'm Todd Alt. This is Jason Bartholomew. Jason is a professional poker player and trader, former Major League Baseball player.
Minor league.
I know it's still the major leagues, but the minor leagues, right? You're paid to play baseball. We're going to do that. That's our banter all the time. Yeah. I'm executive chairman of Alt Global on the New York Stock Exchange American. And this is a show about risk. We talk about poker, trading stocks, little lifestyle stuff.
Yeah.
Jumping on airplanes, military, guns. We love guns.
Yep, all that.
We're pro everything fun.
We're pro-American.
We are pro-American. So today I saw the market yesterday was horrible.
Yeah.
Today was not as bad for me personally. I had some good trades, although there were some disappointments. I'm kind of overlooking one of them because it's a long position. But when I do the math on how many shares I have, that was a pretty big clip, especially since I could have sold it yesterday. But you can see that there's some risk off taking place in technology. And then what about Bomber Biden? Biden,
I mean,
right? He bombed some people here.
Yeah, it looks like
how are the Dems? Wait, hold on. Before you answer that,
go ahead.
How are the Dems going to deal with it? Joe Biden, he attacked Syria.
38 days into his presidency, he bombed Syria. No congressional approval.
Oh, come on.
I mean,
he doesn't need that. You can't have it both ways. Would Trump seek congressional approval? Come on. All right, we're not going to go there.
Trump didn't get in any wars.
I know that was an unusual circumstance.
They thought, we're going to war with North Korea. He walked into North Korea. Nobody covered it on the media. They barely covered that. That's amazing, in my opinion.
Right.
Yeah. So
Joe Biden bombed people today.
Yeah. So I mean, we've got the Biden the bomber. You know, to be fair, they said it was in self-defense. Apparently, wow, there's some other stuff coming out too. I guess they're reporting that President Biden won't penalize Saudi Arabia's crown prince over the Khashoggi killing. I guess
Khashoggi.
I'm sorry, Khashoggi. Pardon me.
Yeah.
So I guess that was kind of a staged
I was reading that they said he signed, that he knew about the execution, that he knew about the assassination attempt, or he actually ordered it. But I don't know if that, listen, I don't know the details.
I don't know. They're taking a lot of heat on Twitter, which is a pretty left-wing think tank. I'm going to be honest.
They're taking heat on bombing Syria?
Yeah, Biden's getting his feet held to the fire. Paul Joseph Watson tweets, bombs are falling on Syria again. The kids are still in cages, and the 2,000 stimulus check is still AWOL. But hey, at least Orange Man Bad no longer being offensive on Twitter is out of the way. So,
well, if your message was to get him off Twitter, you accomplished that.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm going to be honest, Twitter is pretty much an echo chamber of groupthink now, one way. They've basically dismantled anyone that is center or center-right.
If you're center or center-right, you're not on Twitter.
You're not on Twitter.
Right.
I mean,
if you go anywhere center-right, you're going to get your head taken off.
They basically, if they've been banned there, they've moved over to Gab, which is a pretty good format. I like Gab. So,
what about Parler? Is that back yet?
Parler, I think it came back, but it just didn't get any momentum. It really... Everyone that was on Parler would have to sign up again. Like, I had the app, and I tried to get on there, and it wouldn't. I would have to re-register, so I'm just sticking with Gab right now.
Gab. Really never heard of it. I guess that tells you how kind of clueless I am about it. But let's cover some stocks. I know that there was some chaos, organized chaos here in the market.
What do you want to talk about? The Hindenburg trying to tank SOS? They need to send out an SOS. I've got that one queued up if you want to take a look at that one. That's pretty that one came out this afternoon where Hindenburg Research, a notorious short fund, came out with a short thesis, a hit piece on SOS, which is actually a Chinese cryptocurrency mining company. So
we have SOS on the screen.
Yeah, Todd, if you want to pull up
the
Hindenburg on the Twitter is the Hindenburg Research on the left.
Hold on, let me pull it up. If you could pull that up on the screen there.
There's the tank.
How do you make this full screen so it doesn't have part of it over here?
Actually, there's up on the top left. There's a red, yellow, and green. He's got it.
Okay, got it. It's 482 in the aftermarket, but it's down 21%.
But I
gotta give you full disclosure on this one. This one is crazy. So I'm gonna look it up to make sure that I'm accurate, because here on this show we are transparent. As transparent as we're allowed to legally be. And I sold SOS today, and to be honest with you, I think that we dodged a gigantic bullet.
I'm going to pull mine up because we both were in this stock.
What time did you sell your stock? What did you sell it for?
I'm going to tell you right now.
Because we got to be clear to people that, this was, I did not see this coming.
Yeah.
So I sold SOS so I bought it in the aftermarket yesterday and pre-market today. I paid $528, $527, $583, $583, broken up trade.
Yeah.
I sold it for $625, 3 executions, and then 1 big execution for $599.
Right.
Literally, what was the timing of the day? 8:15 in the morning. So I bought it at 1:07 a.m. pre-market.
Yep.
Then 6:28 pre-market. Went in long, and then sold some at 6:42 in the morning. And the last piece at 8:15, and then here comes Hindenburg, and oh my Lord, would I have been bummed.
They sunk the ship.
Yeah, they crushed that.
It went down. Where did it dip to? Just for our radio listeners.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting we're on the radio. So guys, this stock was as high as
it went to 654,
653.
I sold it 630,
and it was down to 427. Closed at 477.
Yeah.
On a percentage basis, it was crushed for 21%. Hindenburg took these guys to the woodshed.
Their claims are pretty bold. I mean, if you look at their thesis, they're claiming that they went to have someone visit their offices, and it was a hotel, and they didn't have a hotel room there, and that they weren't mining at all, and it was basically they just called it a scam straight up and said it was going to zero, which is crazy. They've done this in the past.
Do they have stocks that went to zero, though? I mean, does Hindenburg have stocks that actually went to zero?
I don't know.
I saw Bill Ackman, who I respect, and he's admitted when he made mistakes. I saw Bill Ackman call Herbalife a zero.
Herbalife, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that worked out so well, right?
And
so I don't. When people proclaim zero, I mean, do they have anything to lose by proclaiming zero? I don't like it. unless you have risk on,
Yeah.
you don't have anything to lose. And is Hindenburg a paid service?
They are. I don't think so.
Can you pay for their research?
I mean, I have to look into that. I'm not sure.
We're going to look into that because
Yeah.
actually, if Hindenburg is paid for research, then maybe I feel differently about them calling it a zero.
Yeah.
But if they don't have anything at risk, the reputation, why are they doing it? Maybe Hindenburg is paid. Maybe that's paid research.
I mean, the thing with Hindenburg is they do this all the time, though. I mean, they did it with Riot at like $4 to $6.
Well, Riot had issues before, but they
Yeah.
really have become the play in
Yeah.
crypto. For full disclosure, I traded Riot today.
Right.
I bought it pretty heavily into the close yesterday. I was pretty long Riot this morning, probably long as much as $500,000 a Riot. And when it rallied today, it was I think I want to say I sold most of it between 46 and 47.
Right.
Just pared the position back to maybe something more manageable. Instead of maybe $500,000 Riot in terms of dollars, I pared it back to maybe 170,000.
Wow.
I had to. I kind of felt uncomfortable, like I was getting too heavy, and I was watching. Something weird happened today for me for the first time, and that is, I don't know. Did you tell me this? I felt like for a second the market was kind of pegging to Bitcoin a little bit. It felt like the overall market was kind of pegged to because you think Tesla put money in,
Yeah.
right? MicroStrategies, right? Saylor, he's big long
Yeah.
Bitcoin, and other people like is it Square, they're in that.
They doubled
and so
down.
people are starting to pay more attention, and the market was like kind of trailing Bitcoin a little bit. It's just a perception of mine.
Right.
It may not be accurate. And by the way, for the listeners on the radio and on our show, I'm long Bitcoin.
Right.
For full disclosure, this show is about entertainment. We are not suggesting you take the kind of investment risk we are, but we like this for entertainment purposes. Tell you what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like playing poker last night.
Yeah.
Boy, was that entertaining. What about Tiger Woods? Any update on Tiger Woods? Is he out of the woods yet?
No. Well, yeah. He's got the titanium rod in his leg. Surgeries are finished. I don't
You're
think
kind
he's
of the
home yet.
handicapper. What's the handicap on him getting back in golf?
Oh, you mean like any time, like in the future?
Like, will he play the Masters again?
No, not this year.
No, not this year.
Yeah.
Come on, no.
I would say he has the will and the conviction to give it a go. Yeah, I would say he would give it a go.
I'm with you. I bet
Yeah.
Tiger Woods is back on
Yeah,
the green, swinging the woods again.
yeah, that's all he knows, man. I mean,
Yeah, I bet he's back.
He's got the passion for it.
But they had one of those devices in his car, so they're going to probably disclose what happened there, right?
Yeah, they've got like the airlines have the black box in the.
Right.
So yeah, we'll be able to see.
That was one of the stories of the week. Tiger Woods. I'm really glad for his family, for his son, for his kids, that he made it through what was pretty horrific.
It looked really bad.
Yeah, terrible. Listen, this wouldn't be a show about risk if we didn't talk about GameStop. I bought GameStop at 86, sold it at 92 today. Small position,
Yeah.
full disclosure. You know what I did with GameStop?
What'd you do?
I bought it, I put a sell at 92, and I just turned off the screen.
Oh, okay.
I could not watch the stupidity of that
Yeah.
stock.
Oh
okay?
yeah. That's the same thing with KOSS. I did.
199 high of the week
Yep.
after hours.
That was.
I think 188 during the market.
Yep. That was a crazy run.
Why don't we
again.
go through what happened with it this week? Because this is a wrap-up week. Hey, this show's wrapped up Friday. We're getting used to this idea of we do a wrap-up for what happened the whole week. I think the whole week kind of sucked for the market, right?
For the most part.
But GameStop didn't suck.
No, and it was had a little AMC with it and a little bit of KOSS. These are all known as Reddit Wall Street Bets meme stocks or meme tickers. And what I mean by that is the Reddit guys and gals over on Wall Street Bets, I think they're 9.5 million strong now, by the way.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
So they did their due diligence on GameStop. They recognized that there was tremendous, huge short positions on that stock, and they decided that they were going to buy into that stock.
But the CFO resigned this week.
Yeah, the CFO did resign.
Yeah, leaving March 26th.
Yes.
And then there was extra rocket emojis out there.
Yeah, there were
With
extra
some
rocket emojis.
Elon Musk faces on the rocket emoji.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was meant that it was buying. Hey, by the way, it's not possible that you guys don't realize we're being cynical and that that's not the way you trade stocks. But hey, it's working for GameStop, right?
Yeah, and they just decided they liked the stock. And as some of you know, that the Reddit user Deep Value was actually under congressional hearings, and he explained what he thought was value in the stock, and he was committed to it. And we got to see the testimony of Robinhood, who CEO Vlad Tenev, and he was discussing the liquidity problems and the settlement problems on the app, and we got into that. And some of the congresspersons, they asked some decent questions about that.
Brad, could you bring up GameStop?
So
It's
yeah,
on the screen.
we really got to see where social media and this generation.
Jason, let's look at the screen.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you know what my wife told me last night?
What?
I cut you off. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's
Finish
okay.
your statement.
No, I was going to say we just know that the way trading has changed with these mobile apps. That's all I was going to say.
Got it. So on the screen, if you're on the radio, from left to right, you see a $46 starting price on February 22nd. And then right around the end of the day on February 24th, you see it scream all the way up to $170. Right?
Yeah.
It was at $199 in the aftermarket. Then you see it back down to $119 in the morning. Then back up to $177.65. And then by the end of close on Friday, here it dipped to $93. I don't understand how it dipped. Oh, see, I bought it for $86.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense to me because on the screen it says 87, but I bought it for 86. So here we go down. Let's call it 87, although I bought it for 86. And then it rips back to 101 to close at 101.74. And this week, for the week and the 5 day up 117%.
Yep.
And for the day, for the 5 days up 54.94%. I'm speechless.
For our YouTube watchers, can you make that a 1 month? I just wanted to
I'll make
see.
it a 1 month here. What you mean? What is that?
I'll bring it to 6 month. That's fine.
How about a year to date?
Yeah, that's fine. Either way. I just want to see. Look at that.
Yeah. So that is a. What do you call that?
I don't know. That's like a double top, like parabolic. Like look at this thing. It's like crazy.
Right.
So it looks like a heartbeat.
I think
Look
that's
at
up 489% for the year. And
Yeah,
or-
$89. It sure is.
yeah, right. And then that's $84.49 for the
Yeah,
year.
remember it was like a $14 stock.
Is that screen still up, Brett? This has got to be one of the stories of the year. It's just
Oh, it has to be.
crazy, incredible and crazy. I don't know what to say about it. So what else do we have? On
I think our buddy's calling us.
yeah, let's not worry about him. He's an idiot. Let's go on to the frying of fries.
We did lose Fry Electronics.
Completely out of business.
31 stores
Closed up.
Yeah.
I went to the store here in Vegas. It was mammoth store.
Yeah, it's huge.
And I'm really sad for them that they got killed by Amazon and COVID. The Death Star
Yep.
annihilated them.
Yeah, that's sad.
Fries is gone forever. This is capitalism, right?
Yeah, it was handy though. It's so convenient. It's
Yeah.
not, but
No more fries. That's really sad for sure.
oh, you know what else we didn't talk about?
What?
The Lady Gaga situation.
Oh,
with the
her
dogs.
doggies.
Yeah.
See, don't pay attention to anyone was shot there.
Just
You see, here in America, as Gordon Gekko said, we're wasps and we value animals over people. There was a person shot over Lady Gaga's dogs, but there's a reward for $500,000 for those two dogs. Any update on the dogs at all, Skyla? Any updates on the dogs? Did they find them?
no.
Because do they want the $500,000? Now you told me they may pay. She may pay. Was it Bitcoin, right?
Yeah, wouldn't that be crazy? Because they want to stay anonymous.
Right. Right. So that would just feed into the fact that the politicians think that Bitcoin is nefarious.
Yeah, right.
Lady Gaga, you could pay in Bitcoin, maybe get those dogs back.
Yeah, I mean, she said no questions asked, which is crazy because you don't.
I
wanna
think they're going to ask questions if you shot someone for the dogs.
Yeah, exactly.
I suspect that the shooting of the person that was walking the dogs, the police are going to say, nah, no questions asked. We just want the dogs back.
I mean, it's just crazy.
It must be really valuable dogs. They're French bulldogs, right?
Yeah, they're pretty pricey. I mean, they're not worth a human life.
I don't understand why you had to shoot the person for the dogs. Couldn't you just hold them up? Give me the dogs or I'll shoot you? Not I'll shoot you before I give me the dogs. Although maybe the person put up a fight.
Possibly.
Right.
I mean, Lady Gaga pays well.
Is the person still alive?
Yes.
Wow. It's mesmerizing to me that people would shoot someone over a dog's.
Yeah, it's mind blowing.
What's the status of copper and gold? I know we talk about that a lot. Did copper actually break out to a new high?
Copper almost made a new high. I think it got to 421. It's 409. I mean, that's powerful. That's a lot of money for copper, especially with what's going on with the Green New Deal they want and all the green stuff. So
For 19 days, we've been talking about silver.
yeah,
And where's it at?
it's down.
Down for the 19 days, or what's the price?
Yeah, 26.60. It's down.
So it's barely down.
Yeah, a little bit.
Still a premium on silver, though, right?
Big time.
Right.
30% in some places.
And there's a Reddit silver page now.
Yeah, it's growing. They're basically they're buying precious metals, silver, the actual metal.
You're still a bull, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I love silver, right?
Oh my God, yeah, for sure.
That's not a recommendation. That is simply Jason's opinion on silver.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm long Boeing. It's a long-term play for me on Boeing. I'm excited about that. I've been long Boeing for a while, and I'm still long Boeing. I think it's part of the turnaround. I was a little bummed when I saw the 777 jet have that problem over Denver, but clearly that was a Pratt & Whitney engine, and Boeing was rewarded, although the market was pretty tough, so they eventually sold off Boeing a little bit.
Yeah, we're keeping up with, let's talk about oil since we're back to oil a little bit since we're talking about this. So I got a little more information on the U.S. carrying out those airstrikes. It was on an Iranian-backed militia facility in Syria. And they're saying that the Pentagon confirmed on Thursday the report was citing that Syrian Observatory for Human Rights says 17 people, pro-Iran fighters, were killed in the attack. And the airstrike was carried out in response to recent attacks against U.S. targets in Iraq. So that's interesting because this administration wanted to get back into the Iran nuclear deal with Iran, and now here we have the U.S. carrying out airstrikes on an Iranian-backed militia facility in Syria. So with oil, over the weekend, just to give you guys an idea of what I was thinking about my stock positions over the weekend, I was a little hesitant to take any over-the-weekend positions unless it was an oil ticker or possibly like a military defense ticker or possibly gold and silver. Those are the only sectors I would even consider. I know
you were hesitant to be long this weekend.
Yeah.
You're nervous.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me. Let's talk about one reason you could be nervous, right? And that is, Brett, if you could bring up the screen right now on Tesla.
Wow.
Let's get into Elon Musk a little bit. I don't exactly understand what's going on with the SEC. Maybe nothing is. So that could be zero hedge. I don't know anything about zero hedge and the credibility there, and I'm not claiming to be. But year to date, the screen's up, right, Brett? Year to date, so Tesla closes at 675.50. Now, granted, 5-for-1 split, stock still up amazingly, right?
Yeah, it's more than zero hedge.
But it says would be awesome.
Right.
Would
be.
So right now,
just for those of you on the radio, on the New York Post, there's just a title that says Elon Musk says the SEC probe of his Dogecoin tweets would be awesome. That was
he's one of the richest men in the world, so he doesn't care.
Right, exactly.
Right.
So
if that were me, I'd be in handcuffs.
Oh yeah,
In fact, I can assure you, if that were me, they would fry my ass. Excuse me. Whoops.
Beep that out, Mr. Producer.
Let's make sure we pay attention to that.
Did you want me to give the backstory of Dogecoin in case people don't know what that is?
No, I want to talk about the chart of Tesla first.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
So I apologize to you, Brett. I know you got to bleep that out, buddy. Brett, by the way, is one of our filming camera guys, a veteran in Vegas, and we'll make a commercial for him later. So 675.50 on Tesla. But it's down today, and what happened here? I changed the chart. Let me go back to the year to date. Sorry about that. So year to date down 7.44%, down call it $54. But it's starting to relatively underperform. Earlier this week, they suspended the production for a week or two.
Yes.
Of the S3.
Yeah, that's right. The Model 3 got
Model 3. Sorry, I got that on the brain.
Yep.
That's a securities term. Model 3. And it's starting to me underperform a little bit. And what concerned me this week was I read something about $500 million of withdrawals from ARK's Kathy Wood's investment fund. ARK, right?
Yeah.
And if you looked at some of her names, they were all kind of getting hit a little bit. Because, right, if you think about, she is brilliant person. There's no question she's a great investor. But when everyone piles into a trade and they're chasing return, it's a scary time.
Yes.
And so she was up, I think, 186% last year or some big number.
Yep.
And she's relatively the queen now. I don't know what the term is, but she's the perennial investor in terms of advanced disruptive technology, and these things are starting to underperform.
What do you think about the Tesla with Bitcoin on its balance sheet?
Is the screen still on? So Tesla is down effectively since that Bitcoin's on that balance sheet, right? And this is what I'm saying is some things are getting tagged to Bitcoin a little bit, right?
I would be, you know, what would be curious to see what. I wonder how much Bitcoin is down just the past few days, because it's probably down around the same amount.
Relative, right?
Yeah. Okay. That's
Right.
pretty interesting.
Right. So let's talk about the Securities and Exchange Commission and Elon. Elon says SEC probe of Dogecoin tweets would be awesome.
Yeah.
Is he goading them on? Is he saying let's go?
It's possible because I mean Dogecoin was launched in 2013 by Jackson Palmer, Billy Marcus. I don't know if you know that. There's a mascot. It's an image of a dog, a Shiba Inu, which has been pretty famous. I mean, it's in all the memes. It's incredible some of these memes these kids do these days. But yeah, Elon first tweeted about Dogecoin in April of 2019. He said Dogecoin might be my favorite crypto. It's pretty cool. That was his first tweet.
About Dogecoin.
About Doge. And then you can see that a lot of the Robinhood traders, because they have the ability to buy Doge, they could really make an impact by piling into it was the most affordable cryptocurrency. It was under a penny. And, you know,
For a long time.
Yeah, and Dogecoin made its move relatively recently up to at least 8 cents, I recall.
Yeah.
So that's a big move.
Yeah. For full disclosure, I traded a little bit, but I don't own any Dogecoin right now.
So Dogecoin, in case you don't know what type of uses it has, they can use that Dogecoin to tip online streamers and gamers like on Twitch and some of the other social media platforms. So that's primarily what Dogecoin is used for.
Really? They can do? I didn't know that. I thought
Yeah.
it was like a porn place or something.
You probably could use it there too. They also, you know, there was a company that just we're gonna.
What? You don't have to cut that out. The word porn is not illegal.
No.
I
Well,
didn't I didn't say anything graphic.
No,
No, I heard that they use it on certain websites.
Probably
I
for
don't. I
the-
would not know.
probably for the camera people.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. But Doge was it was started as a joke, and then it actually gained so much momentum that it's still here today. And you can mine Dogecoin. In fact, one of the tickers we've traded, EBON, came out with a PR recently saying they're going to mine Dogecoin.
For full disclosure, you brought up EBON.
Yeah.
I am long 7,500 shares of EBON.
Yep.
EBOC.
So
So the Dogecoin thing, you know, I don't quite get. I think here's what I would say to you, and believe me, I have huge respect for the brain that Elon Musk has. I don't see the upside for him. I don't understand why he is messing around with it. I
Yeah.
don't understand why he wants to pick a fight with the SEC. These are securities regulators that have a tough job. They're designed to protect the investing public. I don't understand why he doesn't show them some respect. He said, I saw him on an episode, I think on 60 Minutes, where he said he doesn't respect them. I think it's, listen, he's the richest man in the world, one of them, up there,
He
way
bounces
up there,
back and
bounces
forth.
back
Yep.
and forth. And I get that maybe he has a little bit of an ego about it. I respect everything he's doing. He's a remarkable person. He's the Einstein / Edison of our time.
he's the Nikola Tesla of our time.
He's doing crazy stuff.
So what do
I
you,
just don't see the point in going
Egging
after
them
them.
on,
Why
right?
egg them on? They have
Yeah.
a tough job.
But
And-
here's
and
the
I
thing.
don't get it.
Dogecoin is not even SEC. It's not even a security.
Well, it hasn't been deemed a security yet.
Yeah.
The things that I think they made comments on was Bitcoin wasn't a security,
Right.
and
Ripple. Remember?
no, Ripple they did.
Oh,
say.
that's right. They did.
They charged Ripple.
Yeah, my
right?
apologies. They did.
Yeah, we'll get back to that in
Yeah,
a second.
you're right.
But Ethereum, the only ones that I've heard that they signed off on, I could be wrong. Comment below if anybody knows this for the radio viewers. You can go to my website, or excuse me, you can go to YouTube, type in Risk On or Todd Alt, TODDAULT. You'll find our show on YouTube. Happy to join us, see some of those other episodes. If you're getting value from the show, please subscribe and like and ring that bell.
Yeah.
I've got to push that algorithm a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the SEC said that Bitcoin and Ethereum were not securities, and that kind of gave them the green light. But with Ripple,
yeah.
they had a different opinion, and kind of at the last minute when the Trump administration was leaving, they charged Ripple.
I think there's a backstory between those folks. I didn't gather that why they did that.
I don't know.
Yeah. So
There's something up there. But if I were Elon Musk, I guess I don't know how I can say that because I'm not the richest guy in the world. But why pick a fight with government regulators that they're not easy jobs, right? It's not an easy job. But he has his reasons for whatever they are.
He always has reasons. I mean, the guy is up to speed and has his finger on the pulse of everything. It seems like it's just amazing.
Right.
Like, does he sleep?
I don't know when he sleeps. But if you see pictures, like if you look at me when I was younger and you look at me today, I look like I've aged like a weathered dog, If you look at him, he's starting to age and gain a little weight, looking like a weathered person who works a lot of hours. The guy openly admits 100-hour weeks and stuff like that, and that will take its toll on you.
Yeah, that's
right? But he's still sharp. I mean, he's still sharp, man. He's out of there. He's the guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's shooting rockets to space. He's shooting. It's crazy what he does. I mean, Elon, I gotta hand it to him. If there's anyone that can do it, and he's a kind of a.
Let me ask you this: if you could do one interview in your life, would it be Elon?
If I could interview one person,
one
in my
person.
Life? Wow, that's a great question.
Man, I caught you off guard there.
You did catch me off guard. Because obviously I have a show, Autonomous, which is also on my YouTube channel. If I could interview one person in my life.
Living person, I'm sorry.
Living person. That's a tough call. I'm going to catch you out of left field. I'll tell you a guy that I respect as an investor, as a brilliant mind. People think I would say Warren Buffett.
Right.
But I wouldn't. I would say Greg Maffei. Greg Maffei, who's CEO of Liberty, who works for John Malone, is brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
He was former CFO of Microsoft. I believe he was CFO of Oracle or president, one of the two, maybe CFO.
Right.
He has worked for John Malone at Liberty Media for the past 10 years. I've seen a great episode, podcast with him on it. Of all the people I'd ever want to interview would be Greg Maffei.
Okay.
And I would not let him leave until I could talk to him for hours. So, Greg, you don't want to do that interview because I'm more than a fan. He is brilliant. I read everything he ever says. I'm a big fan of Greg Maffei.
I would do this one's out of left field. I would like to interview Jim Brown, Syracuse football player, Hall of Fame football player
From Cleveland?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I like that guy, man.
That'd be your ultimate interview?
Yeah.
Really?
He was a world-class lacrosse player at Syracuse University.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I would love to interview Jim Brown, man.
Is he still alive, right?
Yeah, he's incredible.
Wow, Jim Brown.
Yeah. I mean, he has so many, like, he's done a lot too, like, in just his platform is great because he works with inner city stuff and, just teaching kids, how to grow up properly, respect, and a lot of stuff that isn't quite often taught to kids in this day and age. So his discipline, just his whole background, like, is just amazing. So,
hey, I'm so excited to tell everybody that we're going to be on the radio this weekend, starting 10 a.m. this weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
KEIB. It's the Patriot Network. I think that's Sean Hannity too on there, right? And
yeah,
Dave
Ramsey.
So we're going to be on 11:50 a.m. Orange County and Los Angeles, 10 a.m. And then our regular time the following week starts at 1 p.m., right?
Yes.
On Sundays.
Correct.
So this wrap-up show on Friday is going to be on Sunday's episode. So welcome to all the people that are listening to us on the radio.
I'm going to be honest. We've been doing our everyday YouTube channel show, and it's, around 40 minutes. We've had to step our game up here. We've got to go to 56 minutes, and
I just don't know who wants to listen to me for 56 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just, I got plenty of content to
could go on forever.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure.
I mean, we can go back to.
What's your feelings on, as we talk about the radio show? Let's transition to, what's your feeling on how the market feels to you? I know when I told you at the end of the day, I said, let's talk about, what do you want to get long? And you were like, nah.
No.
Right?
Well, let's talk about
what's making you nervous.
Well, we have geopolitical and we have possible like military confrontations. I don't like that. And then also the 1.9 trillion stimulus package was approved in the House. It looks like they're going to squeak out a win in the Senate. But, the COVID package is so bulky, full of pork. Like the 1.9 trillion, if we're lucky, 1 trillion will go actually back to COVID relief. You know, all of these pet projects around the world, gender studies in Pakistan. I mean, so many of these things that have nothing to do with COVID relief get stuffed into that bill.
But they didn't stuff into the bill the increase in minimum wage.
They didn't, but a company like Costco took it on their own to increase their minimum wage to $16. Do you think this minimum wage thing
Costco is the only anti-Amazon.
Yeah, that's true.
Costco is a powerhouse.
It's a hedge again. Yeah, you're right.
It's a hedge, right?
Yeah, that's a good call.
Costco's doing what they think is right.
Yeah, that's a good call.
I respect them.
So, and then we have the other, like the gig economy and all the wages there.
Sure.
So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on right now with the workforce. But the 1.9 trillion and the consistent printing of the U.S. dollar, that's my bull case for precious metals and cryptocurrency.
Right. You're thinking that the printing of currency, the 230, how much? Is it 234 years? How long we've been around to get to 21 trillion and 1 year to get to 27 trillion?
Yeah.
Right. And it could be another 3 trillion or 4 trillion this year.
Oh, they want MOAR more. Trust me. They're already talking about 3 trillion more.
Sure.
So, yeah.
But restaurants need help for sure. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, I
Oh,
see
yeah.
it. They need help.
But we need
to target this money
but
to
the
people
funds,
that need help.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's the problem.
Right.
Like we create the money out of thin air. At least we could give the money to the people that need it.
Right.
Most, you know. So, I don't have a problem with helping people at all.
Well, we got to keep covering the week. Let's talk about Workhorse.
Oh,
Those of you,
yeah.
what's the symbol of Workhorse?
WKHS.
Workhorse, which makes electric vehicles, right, for
Commercial
electric vehicles, right? It got worked this week, right?
Yes.
It was down at least one day. I saw it down 56%. For the record, by the way, I got long Workhorse and been trading it the last 2 days after it fell 50-something%. And I still own Workhorse into earnings next week on Monday, right?
You got in that sucker pretty deep.
Yeah, I own 15,000 shares.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah. So the reason why it fell, what happened was the U.S. Postal Service came out and said, we're going to award the contract for our new package cars to Oshkosh, OSK, for those listening in L.A. So what happened was Workhorse didn't get the contract that they anticipated getting from the Postal Service, and it just fell, lost half its value. But because of the Senate and the House Democrats, they came out yesterday and they said, hey, listen, we might block this contract that you have with OSK because they are not satisfying the eco-friendly electric vehicle mandate that Workhorse or another company could do. So it's kind of in limbo right now, to be honest. We don't know what's going to happen.
But Kathy Woods, ARC, she doubled down, right?
She did. But, I mean,
she bought more.
She bought a lot more,
right.
Yeah. So we'll see.
She's the heavy, right? Kathy's in charge.
Yeah.
We're simply talking about it for entertainment purposes. We like to bring to light, for those radio listeners, you haven't heard us before, we talk about things we do. So when we do something, we talk about it.
Yeah.
We're transparent about it. Like, apparently you're going to throw an 85-mile fastball because you were a former professional baseball player.
Yeah.
And you think now at your age you can still throw 85 miles an hour. We'll get to that later.
Yeah, I think, well, just for the record, I'm 48 years old.
I'm 51.
Nolan Ryan was throwing around 47 or 48 years old, but he was throwing 90 plus.
Was he still in the majors?
Yeah.
Is that really true?
He made it to like 46 to 48 in that range. For those of you that are watching, please comment down below and let me know. I think it was 47, I'm going to say. Right. Satchel Paige, though. Satchel Paige, if I'm not mistaken, was throwing into his 50s.
Wow.
And he was bringing.
So there's hope for me still, right? Because I'm 51.
Yeah,
I could still play ball.
Absolutely.
Although I couldn't move around much. Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm kind of like a don't miss a meal kind of guy.
But if you make contact, that thing should fly.
Yeah, for sure. Although I am going on a diet.
Yes.
Yeah, I lost 76 pounds before on keto, but now I'm going on a more sophisticated diet.
I was pretty fascinated last night by that young kid. What was his name? Hunter?
Hunter, 18 years old. The guy was ripped. Now, of course, I was impressed with his weight loss, the change.
Yeah.
And then he told me he was 18. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. All right, really?
Yeah, I know.
Whatever.
So the metabolism is a little different there.
That was a good dinner last night.
Yeah, really good.
You liked it?
Yeah.
That's a chain restaurant, but I thought it was pretty good.
Should we give him a shout out?
What's the name of that place? Carrabba's?
Yeah.
We went to a chain restaurant in Vegas called Carrabba's. And I say chain restaurant because, well, I guess it's not fair. Why do I say chain restaurant? Yeah, but I mean, okay. It was incredible.
Yeah.
No, excuse me. I'm thinking of another restaurant being incredible. It was very good, that restaurant.
Right, it was. It was
Carrabba's?
It
Crava's Italian place.
It was Value Town.
It was Value
The whole
Town.
bill was affordable.
Yeah, it was like not for eight, what was there, 8 or 9 of us?
Let's see, we had 9, right? 3 and 6 is 9.
Yeah.
And the bill was like 200. For
Yeah.
those of you who don't know, it's 200.
200. Let's wrap up the market, Jason. Let's talk about Dow is at.
Can I talk? Go ahead.
Well, I want to wrap up because I want to get to poker.
Yeah, I want to talk about. Can I talk about Airbnb real quick?
Let's talk.
All right, I just wanted to cover Airbnb. They recently went public. They actually had fourth quarter numbers come in. It looks like they had $3.89 billion loss in the first quarter.
Is that right?
Let me see. I'm sorry. Fourth quarter. Let's see. Let me get this right. Sorry, folks. Okay, fourth quarter they did beat revenue $859 million versus $748 million.
Hey, listen, I'm going to break in real quickly. You just have a little breaking news here. The FDA panel. This just happened less than a minute ago. The FDA panel just approved the third COVID vaccine, emergency use. Johnson & Johnson wins key approval for a path to emergency use. I like the Johnson & Johnson vaccine better because it uses old technology that's already proven.
Is it one shot?
One shot. Huh. Although I saw Scott Gottlieb, the former FDA director, talk about possible a booster after that. But right now they're saying one shot.
Can we check J&J on the stock?
I don't know. I'll check real quickly. But I will tell you, that is great news for for all of us, right?
Yeah.
A third vaccine, that should be positive for the market.
There you go.
I mean, people saw this coming. It is up strongly in the aftermarket.
That's a big move for a big
stock like that. It's 162.30. This is breaking. Hey, those of you who are on the radio show, the stock closed at 158.46. The news just came out, unanimously approved, and it is 162 in the aftermarket.
I checked my data. Airbnb, it is true. $3.89 billion loss in the first quarter since their IPO. That is.
But is that loss because of options? And
yeah,
stuff?
it is.
Is it a non-cash loss?
It is. Right. So that's
Airbnb. Obviously they're valuing that more than Hilton and a bunch of other
combined.
I don't know.
Hyatt,
I don't know the logic with that one.
With all these mortgage moratoriums, rent moratoriums, that was putting a lot of these Airbnb investors that wanted to be cool and wanted to go out and be a real estate investor. It put them a little bit at trouble because a lot of these places they couldn't make their investment mortgages. So
sure.
I was expecting we could possibly be seeing some foreclosures here in the next quarter or two. We'll see. So.
Well, there's talk the economy is going to grow at over 6%.
Yeah.
And you got the 10-year up to close to 1.5. Was it over 1.5 today?
I think it was just over 1.5. I did look at that briefly.
Right. So that is, obviously the market's overreact. I can't really say it's overreacting. But if you look at the 10-year, we're talking about here, and I'm not pulling this up here. I don't need you to pull it up, Brett. 10-year closed at 140.
Okay.
Right. 1.4%. We need to put this in perspective that if it were at 1 and it went to 1.4% for the 10-year, the flight to capital is that people are going to get 1.4% for a 10-year bond in treasuries. I think we need to put this in perspective.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because when the bond yield rises, though, that does affect gold negatively. That's what I've seen.
It does help the banks with that steepening yield curve.
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
Sure.
So.
But I tend to put this into a different perspective. Hey, there's 7 minutes for the show left, and I don't want to miss out on.
Let's get back to the.
I thought this was. I guess it's going to be hard to describe to people what transpired. But why don't you walk people through? So we played Heads Up Poker.
Yeah, so we played Heads Up.
And when you go to Heads Up, for those of you on the radio, there's a $1 bet for the, what's that bet called?
That's like the bonus jackpot.
Bonus jackpot.
Yeah.
And then there's 2 bets on the top for like pairs. And can you talk to people about that?
So the bonus jackpot, it's a $1 bet. And at this particular establishment, you had to flop the royal flush to get that bonus jackpot.
But there was 4 of a kinds.
Yeah.
Oh, but to get the whole bonus jackpot, the 93,000.
Everything that was awarded on the bonus bet was.
By the way, Crypto Joe almost flopped it.
Yeah, that was sick.
He was 1 card away from the full royal, but didn't happen.
It's 1 in 600,000 roughly to make a royal flush. To flop a royal flush, I would imagine it's like in the 3 to 5 million range. Don't quote me on that, but it has to be really, really tough.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that bet, generally speaking, is a bad bet for the player and a really good bet for the house. And also the other 2 bets that were bonus bets were the pairs bet and there was another bonus bet where if you got a straight or better, actually 3 of a kind or better,
Right.
it would award you odds on that. So
Odds, yeah.
But generally speaking, those bets are advantage to the house. Pretty much any bet in the casino is
So
obviously
when you sat down, you bet the ante and the other bet.
the ante
right?
and the blind.
the blind.
Yeah.
What's the purpose of the ante?
So the house makes you bet the ante and the blind. The minimum bet on each is $5. So we bet the ante and the blind.
But I was betting all the other bets.
Yeah,
And you sat down and said, "Hey,
Stop.
dude, don't do this. Stop right
Stop
now."
betting. You were lighting money on fire.
Yeah.
So yeah. So we took away those bets, and then we started building your bankroll up because we were just betting the ante and the blind, and then then you would get 2 hole cards, and then you'd look at your hole cards, and then if you liked your hole cards based on the strength of your hand, you could put another bet in, which is behind the ante bet, and you could bet that 2 or 3 times your ante bet.
It's 3 times before the flop, 2 times after the flop,
Yeah,
and then
1
1 time
time.
after the
Even
river.
money at the
right,
river.
Even money at the river.
So with hand strength in poker, there's a certain set of hands that you have an advantage against an average hand.
Right.
So when we got a hand that had the advantage to the average hand strength, we would take advantage of our odds behind the line, and we would go 3 times our ante bet.
It felt like a little craps bet because you're basically putting money after the roll. You're putting money after the roll that you're going to pass, right?
Yeah, right. Pass, don't pass.
Right.
So when we had, like, for example, for the listeners, if we have like ace king, we would definitely put 3 times our bet.
Sure.
So because ace king against a random hand is,
Ace King is big slick, right?
yeah,
Right.
it would be at least 60% favored against a random hand. Now it's not a huge advantage, but we're getting 3 to 1 on our money, so that's a plus EV bet. So that's how we would calculate that. And other things like pocket pairs, you would instantly put in 3 times your money.
There's no way this show is going to justify
Yeah.
how beyond amazing your abilities are. I played poker for a long time. I have never seen anybody, not even Phil Hellmuth, who was like poker brat. No, I've not seen anything like it. I really have not.
Well, the game is pretty straightforward. You have the range of hands that you.
But your speed is
Right.
genius speed, like
That's-
literally genius speed.
It's from playing online poker.
Is it?
Yeah.
We are going to film that. There's no question, Jason. Now you're under a little pressure.
Yeah.
There's no question. We'll just film for a long time.
Yeah.
To get people to see how consistent. It's not a random event with you.
Right.
I thought in the beginning you were showing off
No.
because you sat down and you plopped down 2 big bets, which to me were like $50 each,
Yeah.
and then you immediately went 150.
Yeah.
Back in that
Right.
the backup bet.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
The bet
yeah.
after the flop.
Yep.
Or no, the bet.
No, the pre-flop.
pre-flop, but you saw your 2 cards.
Right. Exactly.
You were. I thought this guy's. Come on, Jason. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And you were just consistent, and you were rocking, telling me what to do.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Joe, in this case, tapped out.
He did.
But you just, it was crazy.
But the thing with it, what's so fun about that game is the camaraderie, because you're playing against the house,
Right.
Where at a regular
instead of playing post against each other.
yeah,
Right.
it's way different.
Right. I kind of like it.
Yeah, it's fun.
But you said you still have a disadvantage, right? They have a 2% advantage.
They got 2% if you play properly, but you can run hot, and because you can run a slightly above the standard deviation of the game, you can beat the game. You can't beat the game in the long run, though. I'm sorry to tell you that.
Is that true?
That game particularly, you cannot beat in the long run. For those of you that know what I'm talking about, you can run hot, you can beat the game in spurts, but that is not a game that you can beat. Like if we played a million hands, okay, we're gonna lose 48 million hands. We're gonna win 50. I'm sorry, pardon me. We're gonna lose 520,000 hands, and we're gonna win 480,000 hands. Okay,
Got it.
that's the way the math will work out.
Right.
So in the long run,
Well, you're kind of deflating me now.
well, there's short-term statistical noise, and you experienced that last night.
Yeah, but that was it was huge.
Oh, it is, but we ran pretty good though.
It seemed pretty consistent to me.
We made the proper plays and gave us the best chance to win.
Well, you strategy wise, you would tell me to get out when I didn't see a scenario where you didn't tell me to get out that wasn't correct.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and that's how you save money sometimes. But we're gonna go into that.
There's no
more.
question.
Yeah.
We're going to cover poker. We're Jason Bartholomew. You guys, I've been around a lot of professional poker players. It was an incredible treat to play with you last night, Jason. I really had a great time. Thanks to Andrea for letting you. She had to sit there a little bit and watch you do
Yeah.
it. Thanks to Crypto Joe for playing. Sorry you crapped out a little bit there, but it's okay. It all worked out.
Yep,
This is Risk On. It's Friday. What is it, February 26th?
it is.
This is the 19th show of Risk On. We're super grateful you're here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the radio show, 10 a.m. this Sunday, 11:50.
AM.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? We'll see you Monday. It was a kind of a tough week, but take care. We'll see you tomorrow.